to be using Born to Be Wild as his theme song. That song, George, is from your teenage years.
Yep.
Steppenwolf, you are a rocker, aren't you, George?
You better believe it.
A relentless rocker. How many Dylan CDs? Yeah, I know you have a lot of Bob Dylan CDs, don't you?
That's true.
Revealing trivia about George's life
when
here.
When you're getting into the ring.
Lyndon Johnson and Bob Dylan.
Rainy Day Women. And the record for Tim Witherspoon, 45 wins, 4 losses. Former 2-time heavyweight champ. He held those belts back in the early and middle 80s during the transition out of the Larry Holmes era in the heavyweight division. He's always had a lot of talent. Let's go up to Michael Buffer for the pre-fight introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, by way of Caesars Atlantic City, Main Events and Dennis Rappaport Productions, in association with your undisputed king of beers, Budweiser, present the co-featured bout of the evening, sanctioned by the New Jersey State Athletic Control Board, Boxing Commissioner Larry Hazard Sr. All officials will remain the same, except the timekeeper for this bout will be Earl Curry. Your 3 judges scoring this contest on a 10-point must system are Calvin Claxton, John Potteray, and Paul Venti. And when the bell rings, the man in charge of the action, Tony Perez. And now, ladies and gentlemen, 10 rounds of boxing, of world-class heavyweight boxing. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, wearing white trimmed with black and weighing 235 pounds. His professional record, 45 victories, including 30 knockouts, with only 4 defeats. And he has earned 2 world titles. From Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, ladies and gentlemen, introducing the former 2-time heavyweight champion of the world, Terrible Tim Witherspoon. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing black trimmed with gold. He weighs 239 pounds. In 1988, he captured Olympic gold. And now, as a professional, he has 23 victories, 16 by KO, with 4 defeats and 1 draw, and a world title belt. He fights for the Mark Roberts Worldwide Organization from Newark, New Jersey. Here is the former WBO World Heavyweight Champion, Merciless Ray Mercer.
Ray, Tim, I just gave you instructions in the dressing room. Give me a good, clean fight. I know you're both good, clean fighters, and I won't bother you. 2 things you must remember. Obey my commands at all times, and most important, protect yourself at all times. Any questions? Shake hands. Good luck to both of you.
A fighter who can play defense and can punch is the hardest fighter to fight and beat, and that's Tim Witherspoon. Ray Mercer will fight him.
Well, George, this should be a commentary festival for you. Big heavyweights who can punch a little and box a little.
Ray Mercer's the only guy I've seen who pulled his trunks down. Go ahead, hit me.
And Witherspoon comes out and goes right at those trunks with 2 body punches. Mercer stands like a rock in the center of the ring and says, I'm an immovable object. Try to come at me.
Mercer should try to establish himself earlier with a little boxing technique. Witherspoon can have trouble if you box him and be conservative with your energy. Step back and he throws these overhand rights. Stay close.
That's it.
Witherspoon's overhand right looks a little unorthodox, George. He kind of loops it over the top, but he does generate some power with it, and he loves to go wide with those body shots.
Yeah, but you can really counteract that by staying close. He needs room to throw that overhand right, especially when you're leaning on the ropes. He'll step back and then do it. But if you jab him, Don't put too much energy into it to give him the thought that, hey, you're going to be tired in the next few rounds. Just jab him. You can win every round. Mercer should concentrate on that.
Witherspoon trying to establish the jab up the middle, the body shots from both sides.
Okay, push him out, come on.
Sometimes throwing body punches to big guys like Mercer can take a lot of energy from you because they just stay there.
Mercer driving a right hand over the top. Pretty conventional style, Ray Mercer. He likes to set up behind the jab and just try to land the right hand. Doesn't dodge too many punches, doesn't have a lot of head movement, got a granite jaw. In the wake of Evander Holyfield's victory over Mike Tyson, there's a lot of revisionist history about Holyfield's punching power, and some observers point out, hey, wait a minute. He knocked Mercer down. That should have told us something.
No doubt about it.
Very good.
Mercer can take a good lick and keep ticking. Witherspoon stops for a moment. Mercer jabs him. Witherspoon is the taller guy. He should be establishing the jab supremacy.
Witherspoon in love with body punching in this first round and using it to good effect. Mercer felt as though with the added weight, 15 pounds gained since he fought Holyfield, he can take body punches a little better. First round comes to a close in Tim Witherspoon versus Ray Mercer, and Andrew Galata has his left hand taped, looking to throw jabs and left hooks with it as he gets ready to go into the ring for the second time against Riddick Lamont Bowe. Still to come, our main event and the next bout on the card.
All right, now, buddy, son, move your head. Okay. Don't just stay up. Don't just stand and wait for him to get off. Move your head a little bit. Okay. Once in a while, you can step back and let him move, use his own legs, and then counter. Okay. Breathe deep now.
Working good. Work off that chair. Work off the chair. Hit that body. Keep doing what you're doing. Working off your skills.
Second down, let's go. Get that water in front, please.
By punch stat numbers, a phenomenal connect percentage for Witherspoon in the first round, who landed 26 of 35 power shots, 74%, 47 of 69 punches overall, 68%, underlining the point we've made previously, which is that Ray Mercer is one of the most willing targets in the business.
Witherspoon corner told him to come out, work off the jab, and he did. But Mercer seemed to come out and land more jabs than him.
Break it up. Break it up. Come on. Come on. Break it up.
Mercer's had management and trainer changes several times during his career. The past few years he's been working with Tommy Parks, and he says, I'm learning to box.
Break it up. Okay, great.
Mercer's established, hey, I'm the one making you move. That's an early advantage for Ray Mercer. It's making Witherspoon move around the ring. And he's doing by way of an effective jab.
Both fighters breathing heavily already as we're midway through round two. Action is taking place in the center of the ring by and large. Nobody's been hung up on the ropes yet. Round two of a scheduled 10 in Atlantic City, New Jersey.
This is a fast pace for a couple of old war horses. Conditioning will tell the story in the end.
Good double left hook by Mercer. The second one landed flush.
Good punch, but Mercer is not going to the body at all. to make those punches effective against Witherspoon, he's got to get a left hook every now and then into the body.
Witherspoon, on the other hand, is investing heavily in body punching early, hoping it'll pay interest later on. Right hand lead by Witherspoon. Mercer shook it off.
No punching. No punching. Okay, good.
He's well advised. Whenever Witherspoon hit him with a hard shot, come back. Whether you get hit or not, come back and hit him back.
Veteran referee Tony Perez in there for this one. Perez, the most experienced referee working the card tonight. The man who will do the main event, Eddie Cotton, considerably less experienced at the professional level than Perez, but Eddie Cotton weighs 240 pounds, and that could come in handy when you're trying to move Bowe and Galata off of each other.
Every pound helps.
There you go. Very good.
They trade right hands in the last 10 seconds of round number 2.
It hurts just watching them.
You working nice. You working nice. Keep the jab. And you standing in the range of the jab is why he's catching you with the jab. Don't let him just keep hitting you with the jab. You understand? You outbox him and go back to the body, and your openers will come up. You understand?
Okay.
Right hand will fire home in a minute.
Well, let's fire it. Yeah, you can lead it. You can lead it too, you know.
Okay.
He's waiting for your jab to slip and start countering it.
Let's see these two Polacks jabs. Boom, boom, boom. How'd you like to stand in with these kind of guys, George?
I wouldn't like it very much at all.
Wouldn't be fun, you don't think?
Not at all.
I mean, they're not running away from you.
No, this is what fighting was meant to be.
Would you consider doing it for money, George? Round number 2, Tim Witherspoon gets credit from punch stack counters for landing 75 out of 119 punches. That's still a 63% connect percentage. And you can see that Harold Letterman has given Witherspoon the first couple of rounds.
Witherspoon corner told him to move around and jab a little bit, and then open up for the hard shot. Mercer's corner has told him to even lead with a right hand if he wants to.
Witherspoon goes back to the body, viciously so. Larry Merchant pointing out to us yesterday Witherspoon's defensive technique of parrying punches with his right hand. You can see how he holds the right hand in front of his face and kind of moves it from side to side, looking to block punches. He's a very defensively oriented fighter a lot of the time, George.
He has a good defense, but if you're going to set that old right hand, you shouldn't move it from side to side. That's when you can catch them, when they start moving it from side to side. Find out what makes him move that right hand over to the other side of the face and do it every now and then.
Tim, give your punches up, okay? Give your punches up.
He told me that he likes to invite the left hook by keeping his right hand across his face that way, so that he just has to look for the left hook and try to counter it when it comes.
And counter over it with that quick overhand right of his, which is maybe his most damaging power punch.
Now he's coming forward. Witherspoon is now, and that gives Ray Mercer a little energy because he's always having to carry the fight to guys. If he's able to box, he gets nothing but courage.
Speaking of courage, if you've joined us late this evening and missed the first 3 bouts on the card, you missed the shocking knockout of one-time superlative prospect Kurt Shabalala by a journeyman named Brian Scott. So that weeds out for the moment one young heavyweight from the field of rising contenders as Shabalala meets his demise here.
All right, break.
One problem with Mercer, he's never known when he's behind. He'll whip you and thinks, hey, I hurt you that round, and forget about the point. He loses a lot, not because he's not the better fighter.
If this goes on for 10 rounds, both of them will sleep for about a month.
That right hand that he told his corner he was ready to throw is starting to develop for Ray Mercer.
Break it up.
Looking down the road tonight, we still have the main event yet to come between Riddick Bowe and Andrew Galata. build up in Atlantic City for the past several days. One of the events leading up to the fight was the weigh-in, and because of Bo's weight circumstances in the first fight, July 11th, there was a lot of anticipation for this. Here's how they looked when they weighed in 2 days ago.
Okay, Riddick Bowe, 235 pounds. Hey!
In person, he looked gaunt, but on that tape, he looked perfectly fine.
239.
Here you see some of the fluctuations in Bo's weight and his fortunes. 235 pounds, Holyfield 1. 246 pounds, Holyfield 2. He lost. 252 pounds, Galata 1. He should have lost. Tonight he's back where he was 4 years ago.
What do you think about the way he looks, George?
No doubt he'll be able to move his feet this time. Last time he tried to move his head without moving his feet. That extra weight will make you not be able to move. He's in better shape.
We should see a lighter, quicker, perhaps more fluid Riddick Bowe in the ring tonight. Through round 3, it's been a jabbing contest to a large degree. They've thrown a total of 221 jabs between them, and both are landing at a reasonably high rate. But Witherspoon has a big edge landing power shots. Mercer has not yet been able to throw punches in combinations.
Mercer, in my mind, is winning the battle of the jabs because he's not supposed to be in the jabbing business at all.
And there's the first solid combination for Mercer as he lands a right hand over the top and follows it with a left hook.
Okay, very good, very good.
Mercer almost looks impervious to those body blows. Are they really hurting him, George?
Sometimes some guys, because they have this little pouch, they expect for you to go to the body, and it doesn't hurt them. And you can see he's been hitting the body a lot in his career, and he just doesn't seem to do the work that needs to be done. Witherspoon allows Mercer to just stand still. Doesn't make him use his legs at all.
We always say with head punches, George, if you can see the punch coming, you got a much better chance to take it and weather it. Is that true with body punches as well?
Yeah, not so. The body punch you catch does this damage. There's
Even
no
if
doubt
you're
about
watching it sail
Even
into
if
your
you
wrist.
watch it, sometimes it's like, oh, boy, I messed up.
Quick right hand over the top by Witherspoon, and Mercer comes back with an uppercut of his own. Another uppercut. Round 4, an awakening for Ray Merciless Mercer, who's doing some work against Witherspoon with power punches in this round. Witherspoon rallies back.
Okay, break.
Mercer is catching Witherspoon waiting for one good shot, and when he's waiting, he hits him with 2 goods of his own.
I can't remember the last time I saw 2 big heavyweights stand on a handkerchief virtually and just pound on each other.
Okay, break.
Yeah, generally, that one is giving and the other is trying to get out of the way of it. Can you believe Ray Mercer is fainting?
Well, it's been a long time coming, hasn't it?
Okay, done. Hey. All right. As it is, no, Ray, you're not hitting him in the body at all. I want you now working on his body. He's getting tired. You're getting tired. When you hit him with 2 jabs, you can take that right hand to the body and take that hook back to the body. You got more injury than he's got now. You understand? Now I'm going to put you a little cold water up here, Ray.
Here is Mercer preparing to throw the uppercut, which buckled Witherspoon for a moment, it seemed. Setting himself up. There it is. Threading it right through that defense.
Keep the hands up. That's what. Okay? You're doing good.
That's like it's like a pass being thrown right into coverage.
You heard that whistle. You got to get up, pal. Come on.
Excellent round for Mercer in round 4. In fact, between the two fighters in the 4th round, both landed more than 60% of their punches. So this is shaping up as a classic slugfest.
Quickly, Harold Letterman, how do you see the first 4 rounds?
Larry, 39-37, 3 rounds to 1, terrible Tim Witherspoon. I thought Ray Mercer was fighting a lackadaisical fight, even though he was trying in the first 3 rounds, but suddenly he opened up in the 4th, and I mean really opened up and punched like he should have been punching. He clearly won that 4th round. He's coming back.
We have the same score, Harold, but I wouldn't call what he was doing lackadaisical. I'd find some other word for it.
Hard right hand landed by Mercer. Witherspoon counters twice to the body. Then big right hand over the top as he's looking at referee Tony Perez.
I used to say, ref, if you won't help me, I've got to help myself.
Talking about a feint, George.
I think Mercer might have taken a look at the referee when Tim did, and Tim just whacked him. He ambushed him, George.
That's exactly what happened.
Couple of cagey fighters in there, particularly Witherspoon. Ray Mercer told us yesterday he thinks he has to win the fight by a knockout. He said he thought that the chances were slim he could score a decision over the technically superior Witherspoon. And he's trying to knock out a man who's only been knocked out once previously in his career, that on the night when he really wasn't mentally there for his matchup with Bone Crusher Smith in Madison Square Garden.
This is Tim Witherspoon's 18th year as a professional prize fighter.
Again, you see the quickness of Witherspoon's right hand when he goes up top.
Okay, break.
Interesting little thing there, George. Mercer prepared to throw that uppercut again, and Witherspoon just turned into him and didn't let him throw it.
Both guys got hurt, but Mercer got the worst of it that time.
Yes, sirree, he did. But both men, I believe, are wobbled at this moment.
Mercer is hanging on, though.
Woo! And Witherspoon intelligently goes to the body. Mercer not throwing back.
Mercer's been in this position before. He knows that guys will beat on him from time to time. If he can just hold on, they get tired.
And Mercer tries to sneak in an uppercut there as Witherspoon steps away.
Okay, break. Break.
Mercer paints Witherspoon with a counter left inside as Tim was stepping in. So Mercer seems to be shaking off the cobwebs now as he uses the ropes to help him with round 5 coming to a close.
No punching. No punching. Okay.
Good work, but keep working the body. He said don't pour so much water in your hip. Tim, you're doing good, but work the body off and then come with your combination. You understand? Don't let him steal no rounds from you. Keep working the body.
This isn't normal, folks. This would hurt if both of these guys were wearing 20-ounce gloves. There you see Witherspoon take a look at the referee and then follow through with that really big right hand. Mercer coming back. Something's got to give. It may be me.
Let's go.
Well, you're looking at two guys who in the 5th round couldn't miss. I don't think I've ever seen numbers like this before. By punch stat computations in round 5, they both landed over 70% of their punches. They can't miss.
Mercer comes back with a jab. Whenever he jabs, Witherspoon seems not to know what to do.
And there's the uppercut again inside from Mercer, and he snaps Witherspoon's head back with a left jab. So Ray Mercer has decided to establish himself early in round 6 and let Witherspoon know that he's still there after that big Witherspoon rally in the last minute of the preceding round.
Witherspoon's corner told him to go to the body and then come back and try your rally. He seems not to be doing that.
Witherspoon's trainer, Whit Lowry, stayed with him through all of the lean years while Tim was virtually exiled from the ring during his long legal battle against Don King.
Whenever Ray Mercer catches Witherspoon waiting, he takes advantage of it. And when you want to go to the body, you try not to hurt your hands, and that will cause you to wait.
Do body punches hurt your hands more than head punches?
You miss the body and hit that elbow, and let me tell you, you pay the price. So Witherspoon is trying to follow directions by going to the body, but those elbows, they can hurt, especially when the guy knows that you're going to do it.
Do all heavyweights by this stage of their career have some aches and pains in their hands, George?
Yeah, elbows especially. They just block a lot of punches, and that's where the aches come in that don't get away from it.
So it can affect the way you fight subconsciously because of your natural desire to resist the pain, right?
That's true. You just don't want to get those hands hurt. Go to the body, you pay a terrible price with your knuckles. Witherspoon is waiting for a good body punch, and that's causing the problem. He misses. Now Mercer knows what he's trying to do.
Mercer had a chance to fire that uppercut there, but stepped away instead.
No punching. No, nothing there.
This is not a debate between two mild political candidates.
Okay, break it up.
Each guy is trying to take off the other guy's head and maybe some other piece of his body.
Mercer's got an advantage because he's trying to land on a large amount of punches. Witherspoon is looking for one good shot.
Witherspoon with a little counter left that landed inside there, and then as Mercer tried to come back with a combination, Terrible Tim Witherspoon landing to the body again.
Okay. You got to go big time now, boy. You got to go big time.
Huh?
You got to go big time. You got to throw punches.
Okay.
When he hits you and you hit him back, hit him back again.
Okay.
Don't let him finish up, Ray.
What?
Don't be afraid to hit him around that body either, man.
Okay.
Come on. Come on, now you hit him, and bam, bam, hit him with the right hand, then never came back underneath with the hook.
Okay.
His arm is a little more water.
And still to come, this man, Andrew Galata, in his second chance at stardom. He gave the first chance away when that lunatic series of low blows caused him to be disqualified against Riddick Bowe in the fight he was thoroughly dominating, winning going away in Madison Square Garden, July 11th. A night of potential redemption for both Galata and Bowe. Round 7 begins. Ray Mercer throwing twice as many jabs as Tim Witherspoon in round number 6, and through these past few rounds, the strategic advantage in the fight seems to be slipping toward Mercer's side of the table.
No doubt about it, Mercer's landing the better of the left jabs. Witherspoon is a puncher. He's looking for a good overhand right. You wait sometimes, the fight is over before you land it.
Mercer is more willing to step back now and use that jab, do a little bit of boxing. I've given him 2 of the last 3 rounds.
Good counter left hook there by Tim Witherspoon.
Witherspoon is being awful conservative, as though he thinks he may get tired, so he's holding back a lot of the punches he should be.
Left uppercut by Witherspoon started a combination, and Mercer answered with 2 hard shots of his own.
His corner told him if he hits you, come back not only with 1 shot, but 2 or 3. And he did as much.
Idea in boxing is to hit the other guy first and to hit him last.
Now that's a good strategy. That's true. But if you stand there after you've hit a guy, certainly he's going to hit you back.
Okay, break it up.
Witherspoon lands a good right hand, and he just stays there. You see, as soon as he lands the right hand, Mercer's able to come back with something. doesn't move.
Witherspoon throwing fewer and fewer jabs as the fight goes on. And since he jabs less and less, he lands less to the body as well. In the early rounds, he was able to pump the jab and then bring combinations left and right to the body.
I think what caused the problem, he was able to land a good right hand to Mercer to shake him. And from that point on, he thinks I can knock him out anytime I want, but it doesn't go like that. You've got to earn a knockout by jabbing, body, head.
This is heavyweight fighting.
That was the best right hand of the night.
What
Ray
shot.
Mercer. Off of a left jab.
Well, both guys have proven their ability to take a punch.
Witherspoon uses that right hand to cover up, but you got to stay close. You can't do it from afar out to give the guy, it's like a baseball pitcher. He'll come in, and whether you cover it up or not, he'll hurt you. You got to stay close with that defense.
Because if you do it from far away, you can't protect everything, and you're making it clear where the target is.
That's true. That's true.
Tell me, this the 8th round coming up. You got to put it in the mind. If the fight is about even, so now what you got? Okay, I just want you to win the next 3 rounds. Okay, win the next 3 rounds. Okay, win the next 3 rounds. Okay, all right, win the next 3 rounds.
Both of them looking to throw hard punches still. The left underdog, left uppercut, and here's the right hand punch that George called the best Mercer punch of the fight. The fight is getting more even. In these kinds of fights, however, Mercer has usually fought just good enough to lose.
And he's had a little bit of a tendency to fade down the stretch, and as we've seen Witherspoon coasting just a little bit here in the middle rounds, it's possible that Witherspoon is trying to conserve his energy and wait for Mercer to tire. Harold Letterman, how you got it?
Jim, 68, 65, 5 rounds to 2. Terrible Tim Witherspoon. I just think that he did enough to win that 7th round. He landed an awful lot of good power shots. He seems to be, well in command in this fight. If he doesn't blow it in the last 3, I think Ray Mercer should really open up like he did in round 4. In other words, show us a lot more, get a lot busier, and impress the judges. So far, I like the power punching of Tim Witherspoon. 2 guys fighting on a dime in a phone booth.
I have it 4 rounds to 3. For Witherspoon.
And Witherspoon corner for the first time told him to go out and win the next couple of rounds. So they know that, hey, he could probably be behind on some of the judges' scorecards.
And they don't want to see Mercer have any more of a chance to seize the momentum advantage in the fight.
Mercer is really doing the best, if you ask me. He's been doing better all night. Witherspoon had a chance to finish him and let him off the hook.
Mercer, the avid fisherman, trying to land the biggest fish of his boxing career here.
Mercer is not only punching harder, he's boxing and moving. Showing some footwork for the first time.
Yeah, well, wonders never cease.
It's truly amazing that those body punches seem to have absolutely no effect on him.
Well, he came out of the Army, and he is in many ways a tank. Witherspoon cracking the right hand to the side of Mercer's head.
That's what he's been doing all night, cracking the right hand, but never coming back with a good left hook, just depending on one shot every now and then. There's the right hand, but he's in no position to come back with anything.
Break. Watch those punches over the head.
On the other hand, Mercer throwing fewer punches this round than in the 2 preceding rounds, and we've told you about his tendency to tire in the late rounds. This has been a grueling fight.
Both of these fighters have 5 kids. Both of them are going to need a lot of tender, loving care for a while after this one.
And you saw Mercer landing 2 close-in shots there before Tony Perez pulled him apart.
Mercer's been able to do so well in fights.
2 hands free.
Seldom he's able to find out how to win. He needs a trainer to teach him how to win fights.
Well, he thinks he's got that man now in Tommy Parks. And we'll find out in these next 4 rounds. When last we took you to Riddick Bowe's locker room, he was getting a briefing from referee Eddie Cotton and New Jersey State Athletic Commission Chairman Larry Hazard on rules interpretations for tonight's fight. Now you see Bowe warming up and only beginning to break the sweat as we look forward to our main event, Bowe Galata 2. And let me just clarify, I said 4 more rounds of Mercer Witherspoon. That's a reflex, but a wrong one. This bout is scheduled for 10 rounds, not 12, so there are only 2 remaining.
Want some more? Here. Ray. Just your jab is too good for him. Every time, don't look around there. Every time you get close to him.
You gotta go, bro.
Tim Witherspoon came into this fight hoping to do something nobody else had done, which was to stop Mercer in order to force one of the top heavyweights into a fight. Right now, they've settled for a half-point victory.
In round 8, by punch-stat numbers, Mercer out-threw and outlanded Witherspoon. You can see that Harold Letterman gave Mercer the round, so the bout gets a little bit closer, at least in terms of the way our scorers are viewing it.
Witherspoon should now stop going to the body and try to get this guy out of here. Keep your punches up now.
Okay, break.
Ray Mercer's last 5 fights have gone the distance, 6 of the last 7. So if we go all the way to the bell at the end of round 10, that'll be no surprise in context of Mercer's career.
Mercer's doing an excellent job of boxing. When Tim Witherspoon wants to fight, he boxes.
Okay, break.
If you're looking across the ring, you can spot Evander Holyfield seated with his good buddy Donald Trump. We expect to have a chance to chat with Evander in the time between now and the main event, Bowe Galata 2.
Mercer, for the first time, took advice. He started with a lead right hand. His corner turned in then about midway through the fight. Lead with the right hand.
Suddenly, Witherspoon produces a flurry reminiscent of what he was doing in rounds 1 and 2. And Mercer says, well, let me show you one of my combinations.
Mercer is doing a better job of throwing combination. Witherspoon throws the right hand and looks. Throws the left hand and looks.
Witherspoon spitting blood out of his nose as he backs away.
Okay.
Good left hook by Mercer.
Kind of a hooker cut. Good connects in there to the body by Witherspoon. Landed 4 punches in a row. Make it 5. Tony Perez says, no, I'm trying to break you up. Don't sneak that right hand over the top.
Last round, Tim. Take this one and we got the fight. Work good.
Last round, baby. Last round.
Last round. You did good that round. You look good.
Come on.
Keep hitting that body. You look good when you come off the body.
Last round.
Just bend your knee. Bend your knee and hit him back, okay? You bend your knee, the right hand will go over the top of your head. Just bend like that and punch.
Okay. Come on, baby. Hit him first, man, so we never hit you back. Okay.
Stay tight, baby.
Punch the entire round. Punch the entire round, you're all right. If you don't, he'll take over like that one.
An interesting comment in Witherspoon's corner, I thought, George. Someone said, keep punching the body, it looks good. Very often body punches are ignored, but these big swings that chopping at the body are so clear and graphic that Witherspoon probably is getting credit for them.
Probably.
Harold, quickly your score as we go into the final round.
Larry, 87-84, 6 rounds to 3. Terrible Tim Witherspoon. Somehow or another, I just get turned off by a guy laying all over another guy. And in the last couple of rounds, Ray Mercer's laying all over him.
Break it up.
I have it 5 rounds to 4 for Witherspoon.
Well, Mercer's opening up again now. No time to kill. Round 10.
Last round, fellows.
Time to play whatever hand you've got. And both fighters have come out a little bit more aggressively here in the final stanza.
So that once you head, both of you, watch your heads, okay? No. Let him go.
Boy, that referee is in good shape.
Looks like two NFL linemen lumbering down the field. But boy, they're just going at each other. And if I had a hat, I would sure tip it to them. You don't often see this.
Well, we had a tough fight to score last Friday night in Reno between Montel Griffin and James Toney, and I get the sense that this could be a tough fight to score also. George Foreman seems to see it a little bit differently, for instance, than does our Harold Letterman. 3 judges at ringside trying to figure out who's gotten the better of whom in a pitched battle between Ray Mercer and Tim Witherspoon. With a lot at stake, the winner can look forward to at least another big paycheck or two in the heavyweight division. Both expressed a desire to get the winner of the Bo Galata match. That'll depend on circumstances beyond their control.
Ray Mercer has done an excellent job in this fight. If he can avoid being knocked out, I can't see the judges going against him because he's been the aggressor, and when he's had to, he's shown a better left jab. But who am I? Witherspoon was caught waiting for a big shot for most of this fight. He landed a couple good ones, but not enough in my book.
Come on, break yourself up. Punch your way.
Witherspoon had the edge in activity and certainly in punching accuracy through the early stages of the fight. But he slowed his pace, and Mercer tried a couple of tactical wrinkles that seemed to help him as he went along. For the 7th time in his last 8 fights, Ray Mercer goes all the way to the final bell.
My eyes tell me this is as even a fight as you could see. I'd be very happy with a draw, and maybe everybody else would.
I would too.
Well, history tells you that Ray Mercer loses a close decision.
Yeah, my scorecard gives it to Witherspoon by a tick. Let's see if history is borne out here.
Hey, okay, I'll tell you later. Let me tell you something. Come here.
And let's take a look at a final punch stat profile of what happened in the ring. Our independent punch counters from CompuBox finding Witherspoon landing 25 more blows. The edge was all in power punches because Mercer landed more jabs. Mercer throwing 57 more punches. They both landed at a high percentage. Mercer's edge in jabs accelerated as the fight went on. He threw more, landed more. They both landed at a very high percentage. Like I said, George, pretty tough fight to score.
I wouldn't want to be a judge, no doubt about it, not in this fight, because they were both good fighters. Both gave a good show.
And they both did their thing. I mean, Mercer showed you some resolute will, some power punching, a little of his newfound boxing skill late in his career. Witherspoon showed you that unorthodox style, his willingness to go to the body, the sneaky overhand right, his ability to counterpunch. So there was something there to be said for both guys.
Both guys did well as far as I'm concerned. Witherspoon looked great. And, of course, Mercer did great.
All right. To settle the suspense, let's go up to Michael Buffer for the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, courtesy of Caesars Atlantic City, we go to the scorecards. Paul Venti scores the bout 97-93. Calvin Claxton scores it 97-91. And Joseph Pasquale scores the bout 97-93 for the winner by unanimous decision, Merciless Ray Mercer.
So Ray Mercer's luck finally changed.